Hello everybody, let's discuss XRP. My friends, we're looking at the one-day chart once more. At $3.03 on XRP, we're chilling right now. We just witnessed yet another stunning leg up. This brings us to the crucial question. Should we continue using this rocket? A horde of skeptics and chart experts are yelling that this rally will end and that we will soon fall again. But me? I'm really optimistic about this and think it's the breakout we've been waiting for. Also, notice how Bitcoin is soaring again beyond $120,000. This is the thing that keeps me awake at night. Is this the last big event for Bitcoin before everything collapses? The projections are all over the place right now, man. Many people are yelling that we should cancel the $150,000 and go directly to $180,000. However, I continue to wager that it will top at just about $180,000. $150,000 before seeing that significant correction. You know what's coming, though? Alt season is coming to visit us. This gem was posted by someone. Profiting from this bull run is impossible. Everything is dominated by institutions. No retail investors are taking part. Compared to past cycles, alt season is going to be disappointing. The bear market has already started, and we have already peaked. Your rookie energy is screaming at the moment, bro. I don't mean to offend, but it sounds like you're a total newbie here. Well, retail is going to flood in like a tidal wave as the big pump is ready to go live. You'll be up all night watching charts, I promise. Here, we're discussing money that can change lives. You're aware of what I'm observing? Are all of these doubters and exhausted traders who have been enduring this protracted surge going to bail out absurdly early because the actual fireworks? It won't even appear until 2026. Well, however, a sizable throng is yelling that this whole thing ends by the end of November. Yes, I don't believe it. We're still waiting on the US to provide that crucial regulatory clarification. The ETFs are on the horizon, and ISO debuts in November. To be honest, they'll most likely shove those through as soon as the government reopens. Even when everything still points to a huge potential, there are still a lot of people who are prepared to simply walk away. I mean, that just amazes me. As a result, XRP soars through October. And when November finally arrives, it's as if we've entered parabolic territory. Right now, everything almost feels too simple. Naturally, there will be dips strewn throughout, and the crowd will cry that we've peaked once we spot one forming. Perhaps now is the moment to make a profit if that's what you're considering. For example, XRP is officially at the top of the cryptocurrency market, but we have seen it soar much higher. Pay attention. Selling your XRP too soon is something you want to avoid at all costs. Believe me. In contrast to Bitcoin, a golden cross is occurring, which is driving XRP's price goals extremely high. Here, $9.51 is at stake. To be honest, I don't know where they get these predictions. Here's what I genuinely think, though. The value of XRP is significantly increasing beyond $9.51. Here, they are explicitly discussing XP versus Bitcoin. Take a look at this chart. They anticipate that it will ascend to a greater altitude than it has ever reached. And what do you know? I wholeheartedly concur with that. It will be completely crazy, in my opinion. There is no doubt that the XRP versus Bitcoin chart is already looking extremely optimistic. However, I believe that stating that we're hitting $9.51 is more of a stopgap. You know, before XRP truly takes off toward that $20 plus threshold, we'll definitely see a drop there. And I'm telling you, I still think we're going to be much, much higher than that, especially with the ETFs coming along and the ETFs bringing in all that institutional money. In fact, David Schwartz has made references to this as well. Guys, don't ditch your XRP too soon. It's true that patience pays rewards. David Schwartz himself stated, "This is wild, everyone. Hodl strong. As many of you are aware, I sold 40,000 ETH for about $1 in order to install solar panels on a property that I no longer even own. TALS, almost immediately after that, the ETH was valued at over $100 million. And this is the ideal illustration of why it's a bad idea to sell early, my friends. I can assure you that if you do that, you'll just end up regretting it. For a moment, picture yourself sitting there watching your XRP, soar past 3 digits after you dumped all of it somewhere around $10. Because 3 figures, I'll tell you, absolutely possible for this cycle. Are all of these individuals selling far too soon? To be honest, I think XRP is going to blow everyone's freaking mind in this sector, so when this goes off, you're going to see them actually bawling all over X. There is a huge mob yelling that there is absolutely no demand for XRP and that institutions are completely uninterested in it. Everything is about Bitcoin and Ethereum, isn't it? Well, but hear me out. The demand for XRP is actually here and is staring us in the face. Just take a look at all the XRP spot ETF registrations that are appearing right now to see. Right there, the demand is already present. All they're doing is keeping Bitcoin in the spotlight. They're playing the entire game like that. Their goal is to divert everyone's attention from the situation. Everything for ETF hopes was just severely hampered by the US shutdown. Logically, all of the ETF delays should have caused XRP to plummet, but you know what happened instead? The complete opposite. We're on the ascent already. Thus, to be honest, there are two distinct ways to look at this whole situation. For example, individuals are already aware that ETFs are being approved, as if that were a final agreement. However, what is currently taking place is that they are building up behind the scenes. There are two options available to us. Either they're packing up before these ETFs go online, or perhaps the markets have already factored this whole thing in. Either way, one of these is undoubtedly what we're seeing happen. However, gentlemen, I find it incredibly astounding that XRP didn't instantly plummet after this news broke. And what does that tell me, do you know? It appears that XRP is finally making the resurgence that everyone has been discussing. Okay, a breaking update. According to calculations, the US government shutdown will last for 13 days. We would be witnessing the fifth longest government shutdown in US history if that were to occur. Yes, they have already given this entire fiasco a timeline. Well, 13 days is the official word. They are calling for that. However, to be honest, I'm seeing people stating that it will take more than a month. There are really a lot of prophecies that are being made about things like this. Am I correct? As early as tomorrow, the government might literally start up again. But here's the truth. No matter how you choose to present it, this has been extremely bullish for cryptocurrency thus far. And whether the bullish energy we're witnessing truly keeps going forward from here is what I'm most interested in. Look, I firmly believe that this will occur. But what do you know? There will always be those who distrust this rally, yelling that it will end quickly. Check this out then. As Ripple has finished their October escrow unlock, the price of XRP is fluctuating. Suddenly, everyone is asking, okay, hold on, where did all that XRP actually go? What do they do now that they have practically unlocked 1 billion coins? Where is the remaining 700 million that they immediately locked back into escrow? Most likely visited over-the-counter stores. My guess is as accurate as yours. However, we anticipated this, and typically, this type of unlock would lower the price of XRP, right? But you know what happened? Nothing at all. XRP did not even bat an eye. And that alone demonstrates something strong. We are currently in a really strong market. Dark Defender is the source of this. I sincerely appreciate each and every one of you watching today. I'll see you in the upcoming video. Have a fantastic evening.